Yeah, I would definitely say aside from like you being a coach, I really feel like, you were like a friend, would talk to me, you would keep it real, even in certain instances. Like I remember when I gave you I gave you some of my worksheets, like, you would keep it real. Like it wasn't like a sugar coating, okay, she's the client, let me baby her. Like it was really like, okay, like, and I think that was definitely good. That was helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just my attitude, period. So I was just like, look now, this is what's happening. This is working. This and that, But again, you were always such a great sport about it, because you just wanted to learn, and you were like really. It was just really important for you to grow, so you could start your mission in your ministry. How was the full process? Like, was it like too much? Were the worksheets too much, or did it seem like a pretty seamless process that wasn't like overwhelming?
I would say initially it felt overwhelming. Why? Because I wasn't like structured with my routine. So it's like Saturday and I'm like, oh shoot, let me do the worksheets. But then I feel like after a while when I'm like, okay, let me try to get the worksheets in by Thursday or Friday, now I'm planning that into my week. So it was more so just like, switch up things. But the worksheets, they definitely caused me to reflect because I had to think before I answered the question, like, so I think that was, I guess it really all depends on how a person approaches it. But for me, I was able to like really do some deep reflection because I couldn't just answer yes or no. It was really like me thinking like, oh, wow, I really am like that. Like, so some are
Yeah.
good, some are bad, but I'm growing.
Yeah, like how was it seeing like through the worksheets, not even from me, but just initially through the worksheets, like just who you were. Like how was that? I mean, it was so many worksheets that I gave you, but how was that reflection?
One that was like that really stuck out was like conflict management, like how I handle conflict. And I'm very passive aggressive. And I'm like, you know what? This goes to show why a lot of times, one, I'm internalizing, issues with people because I don't necessarily speak. Like I try to avoid like, conflict and things of that nature. But I came to realize that although in some situations it's good, all the time, it's not necessarily good. So really just, recognizing and accepting the way that I handle conflict, but more so, the areas of weakness, I'll try to, improve on those areas. So that way it's not like, any, conflict with people and I'm not really, addressing it because that just causes things to linger and life is short. So,
Mm-hmm. Amen to that. It's too short. We ain't got time for the crazy.